Hello everyone, dream catchers, how are you? Happy Tuesday, bite-sized training. How's everyone keeping? How's your week going? Check in and let me know in the comments if you're watching replay, #replay. And if you've got any questions as we move through, pop them into comments. And if I don't get them here live, I'll pop back and answer them for you. The sun has just left here in Ireland today. We had a great few days. We hardly knew ourselves. It was just amazing. But it reminded me of last year when we began lockdown and we had the most beautiful weather. And we used to walk like down the road for 3 kilometres, up the road for 3 kilometres, down, up, me and my son and the 2 young girls. And we used to push them in double buggies, or we'd actually got a aluminium attachment for the bike off my sister. We would pop them on there, we would cycle up and down the road. And it was these thoughts that brought me to today's idea for the bite-sized training. And that is the lockdown lessons, because it caused me to think about, okay, where was my mindset in lockdown number 1? Hi Linda. Where did I want to be? What were my goals? Where were my thoughts around that time when we were in this state of, not knowing what was going to happen next, really, in the outside world. So it's lockdown lessons. What did I learn? And how did I harness those lessons, those learnings, and how you can too, not just in lockdown, but in any area of your life, so that you can make big changes. So let's get right into it today. So lockdown number 1, I remember it so clearly. Wasn't it 2 weeks at the time? I'm pretty sure it was 2 weeks. Let's flatten the curve. And I thought, oh, we're in it for the long haul here. I just had a knowing that it wasn't going to be that simple, let's just say. So we were locked down. I was here on my own with the 4 children, school, childcare, everything was cancelled. And I actually saw it as a time to embrace motherhood, embrace the challenges, take, the exercise, enjoy family time. And I remember writing down, okay, so what am I going to do in these few weeks? I'm going to take time cooking. I'm going to exercise more. I'm going to get out every day. I'm going to spend more time with the children. I'm not going to rush through story time. I had all these goals. I wanted to eat well. I wanted to catch up on all the passive stuff in the business that I hadn't been getting around to. And now I could. Because at the time I used to see people here in the office as well. I used to do hypnosis sessions, support people to stop smoking and other areas in their life. And I decided, the first decision at that time was, I'm moving fully online. And that had been something that was in my mind already. So that was one of my goals. And I did that. And that stayed with me. Now, there was no choice. I had to keep that goal because there was no face-to-face anyway. But it worked out very well for me and the business. So that was the first thing. But what about all these goals that we have about exercising and eating better and catching up on, all the stuff that's going on in life and business? Well, here's what happened. Here's what really happened in lockdown number 1. I found it really challenging to work around the children. I found it really challenging actually internally, not knowing, well, when are we going to be getting out of lockdown? Where does this end and what's happening next? And why can't I travel? Why can't I go and see my mom? And my mindset took a little bit of a twirl. And actually I've shared this with my clients, because I was working on my mindset, because I'm a mindset coach and hypnotherapist, and of course I know the benefits of it. So during the day I seemed fine. I was doing really well, getting on with the kids. We were getting outside for exercise, eating way too much junk, for sure, from boredom and not really getting any focus on work. But everything seemed okay, except when I went to bed at night, I was dreaming. I mean, every night this was going on for about 2 or 3 weeks, of being locked in a lift. And I was locked in a lift, and I just remember, every single night it's like, okay, I'm locked in a lift, stay calm, we're going to get out, somebody's coming, they're going to let us out, and everything's going to be okay. And, it didn't take Sherlock Holmes to put it together that I was having this feeling of being, almost locked in a box. And that makes total sense when I think of my number one value in life, which is freedom. Freedom to be and freedom to choose and all of that. So then that caused me, of course, not acknowledging that during the daytime in that space, it was causing me not to, it was the root cause of the symptom, let's say. So I wasn't exercising as much as I wanted, although I was getting a good bit, because it was the only thing that you could do was go out and walk the roads 2k up and down and up and down. So we were getting a good bit of exercise, but the eating was not as healthy as I liked it to be at all. And I wasn't really doing any work because I couldn't focus. So all the things weren't getting done. And then I'd hear other people saying, oh, I do, what's that coach, the body coach, the good looking fellow with the curly hair, I can't think of his name now, is it Joe? And then people say, I haven't missed one of these PE sessions and all this, and I was like, oh my God, I had so many goals, I was going to finally get fit and do 3 sessions a week on Zoom because I had nowhere to go and no school runs. Anyway, that was lockdown number 1. And you have 2 choices, when you come to this stage of review and reflection and you're looking back, you have a choice to, feel disappointed in yourself and berate yourself for the things you haven't done. Or you have the choice to look at the learnings and the lessons from that experience. So lockdown was a true gift for me, because what it allowed me to do was, when lockdown number 2 was coming, I decided at that stage, I'd very much taken on the mantra, I will control the controllable. So I decided to realise that actually I'm not locked in a box, I am free. We all still have that freedom. We can control everything that's going on internally. We can control the controllable. So I had taken on that mantra for me and my clients. I'd started to work with more clients again. And with lockdown number 2, childcare was open, which made a huge difference to my life and the small kiddies too, that they were able to go out and socialise. So I decided, okay, what didn't go well in lockdown 1 and what can I change? What changes can I make in lockdown 2? And the main things for me were my eating habits. I want to respect my body better and not have chocolate every single day. Even though I'm, it's so bored, it was all related to, it was all emotional eating, something to perk you up or something to lift your spirits. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't, so it was ice creams and with the kids and chocolate and all of this sort of stuff, popcorn and movie time. So I didn't want to continue doing that with lockdown 2. I also wanted to stop making excuses around exercise and exercise every single day and make it a non-negotiable. And because I had the feelings coming out of lockdown 1 and looking back in review and going, oh my gosh, I didn't do any of the things I said I wanted to. But because I'd also got to the root cause of that, which was actually I'm like so that's my Healy program finishing. I'm running it for, you can run it for so much stuff. I'm running it for jaw pain, but anyway, that's another life, another day. But because I'd got to the root cause of my procrastination, if you like, and my putting stuff on, putting stuff off and finding a way not to do things, making excuses, and that root cause was the fact that I felt like my freedom was being taken from me at a deep subconscious level. And it was so deep, in fact, that it wasn't in my consciousness at all during the day. It was coming out in my dreams at night. And once I realized that, and once I looked at that and tackled that by, the mantra was a big shift for me at the time. Control the controllable. You're still free. You have the freedom to choose how you react to this. You have the freedom to support others on their journey going through this and all of that. So I had gone to the root cause and I had dealt with what was going on there for me. And then that allowed me to look at lockdown number 2 and say, okay, what do I really want? What am I going to make work for lockdown number 2? And as I said, it was exercise, eating well, and catching up on stuff in my business. And number 1 up there was definitely the accounts, because the accounts was just something I put off every single day for another day. And anyone in business will totally understand where I'm coming from, probably even if you're an accountant. It's just one of those jobs that you put off, isn't it? So I went into lockdown 2 and I had a plan. And I'd also dealt with the root cause. So guess what? I put specific plans in place. I did yoga with Adrienne for 30 days because learnings from lockdown 1 as well show me I don't like the fast-paced PE sort of training. It makes me feel really sick. So I started doing yoga. Another reason or excuse is a better word was that, I never have time to myself. So get up half an hour earlier. So I got up half an hour earlier and I did the yoga before the children woke up. And then integrated exercise in other parts of my day and ate better, decided to cook a healthy meal every day, things like that. And guess what? Because there was none of the arguments, no root cause to, there was no friction in the subconscious. So I was able to get into this practice. And that was, when even was that? I'm not even sure when that was. But I know that I'm in month 4 of my 30 days of yoga with Adrienne. I know that I'm eating better than I ever did for months. And this is the thing, it's, do it for a while and then, fall off, and then do it for up and down. Is my eating 100%? Absolutely not. It's more like 80-20, and it was always the way I wanted it to be. And here's the thing, okay, so in a nutshell, what is my message? What is my advice and my training for you today? Okay, how can you harness your experience from lockdown 1 to make big changes? It's looking, and not just lockdown, but any experience. Okay, look at what worked, look at what didn't work, what needs changing, what will I do differently next time? But do it from a deeper level. So dig into that subconscious. What is coming up? When I really dig deep, why am I procrastinating? Why do I have excuses? Why, is there always something better to do? And journal on it and see what comes up, or speak to somebody about it and find out what the root cause is and clear that subconscious pattern so that you can make changes. And remember, this is the biggie, okay? The magic, the results, everything that you desire is in the daily habits. That's it. It's getting up that half an hour earlier and doing the yoga. And people will say, well, Nora, how is that going to bring me in new clients? I'll tell you, if you're in business and you're looking for new clients, that's what I'm working on at the moment with my clients. I'll tell you how that's going to happen. It's because you are in the right frame of mind to attract those clients. You can post and do all of the strategy day in and day out, but unless you are in alignment with yourself, bearing in mind you are the universe, unless you are in alignment, you are not going to attract that which you desire. The magic is in the daily habits. So look at your daily habits. Are you doing the things that feel congruent with who you are, who you want to be? You know, if you want to be, if you imagine yourself, when you think about, let's just say you want to be a 6-figure businesswoman, okay? I'm just using that because that's what a lot of my clients want to be. So you want to be a 6-figure businesswoman. And when you think about her, or when you visualize her, what does she look like? What's she wearing? What is she doing? What are her daily habits? Because years ago, when I used to be thinking about, okay, this is the Nora in my future, the Nora in the future, she has energy. She jumps out of bed in the morning, she gets stuff done. And I hated mornings, let's be honest. Oh, well, that was my story, okay? Everything is a story. My story was, I hate mornings, I'm not a morning person. But actually, when I realised to myself, okay, you're never actually gonna become, you know, you're not gonna wake up one day, just because you earn 100 grand, you're not gonna wake up one day and say, oh, I love mornings now. It's the wrong way around. You better start getting up in the mornings and programming your mind to love those, in order to align with the 6-figure businesswoman that you are visualizing. So what aspects of your future self can you begin to act on now? So it could be the early mornings. It was for me, getting up in the early mornings, and getting up with the right mindset. And then making sure that when I did get up, that my mind was focusing on the right thing the minute I woke up, that I wasn't scrolling on my phone, but that I was getting straight in there with some mindset training, so that it was seeping into the subconscious first thing in the morning, or visualizing my goals, doing the juicy stuff that connects you with your future self. Because it's those daily habits, whether you're in lockdown 1, 2, or hopefully there's not going to be any more, it doesn't matter, because we are the controllers of what's going on inside, and we actually get to choose. So check in with yourself. I invite you to check in with yourself and ask what's working and what's not working, or what differences are there between me today and me in 2 years' time when I've hit all of my goals. Write down those differences, and then what can I do today and every other day between now and then to match me and bring future version of me into my reality 10 times quicker. And that's where you'll start to see the answers. It's amazing, really, really is amazing. Okay, and if you enjoy and if you get lots from this bite-sized training, then I'd love you to check out the masterclass that's coming up. It's coming up next Tuesday, the 4th of May. It's 10:30 a.m. British Standard Time, Irish Standard Time. And we're just going to be delving into it a bit more. So it's going to be a full-on training it's actually going to be in the Dreamcatchers group, but there is freebies for everybody that has signed up to the mailing list. So you just get reminded when we're going live, you will receive the free bonuses. So I'm going to pop the link up at the top of this live so that you can sign up to that. If you're already signed up, let me know in comments that you are signed up. I hope to see some familiar faces on there. I love these masterclasses. I love supporting you to let go of the crap that's holding you back so that you can align with your future self much, much quicker. And Tuesday, we're going to be working on creating a bulletproof mindset so that you can bring in your goals with much greater ease. And it doesn't take hours every day. You know, we often think, well, I'm doing this, and I'm still not aligning, I'm still not getting the results that I want. It could be that you're doing too much. Simplicity is key. And, you know, I'm going to go through all of that on Tuesday. The training is wrapping up now for today, but do sign up for that. And you'll get loads of golden nuggets to carry forward with you. and there'll be a special announcement at the end of that as well. So I'm excited to share that, but I have to hold it all in until then. So let me know if you got something from this training. Pop it into comments. It's always my pleasure to be here with you, and I will see you in the group, and hopefully see lots of you at the masterclass next Tuesday as well. Lots of love. Take care.